dance for joy or lust or anger, and every time you haven't got it right.
Welcome to Sensible Secondhand Classics, a series where we look at supposedly practical and sensible cars that are over 15 years old you can buy for a budget of between £1,000 and £5,000. This is a 1986 Rover 3500 Vitesse EFI twin planet. But is it any good? Should you care? Let's find out, shall we? So the Rover SD1, which is a name for all of this model of car, despite their different engine sizes, was launched in 1976. Actually, a pre-production model was used a bit earlier than that, when the new Avengers started filming in April 1976, which was MOC 229P. That car was used until the end of filming for the Avengers in mid-1977, when it was actually sent to the set of the Professionals, which was made by a lot of the same people, and it became, rather than Hudson McNee's car, Gordon Jackson, let's get that right, Gordon Jackson's car as Cowley in some of the early episodes, although they very cunningly changed the registration number with some black tape to MOO229R. I love the Professionals and the Avengers. Anyway, so first model available was the 3500. One of the new Avengers is an automatic one. You can also get this manual gearbox as well, which is called the RT77. This 5-speed manual, which it's all right. It feels like it can handle a little power. So originally 155 horsepower in this V8 model. Later on there was an EFI model producing 190 horsepower. Later on we'll discuss whether this twin planet model actually has any more power than that. I'm told by the owner of the museum that it does. Some people have said no, so we'll have to leave that alone. So 155 to 190. Then we have the 6-cylinder engines. They were originally developed by Triumph division for this car. They're sort of very loosely based on the Triumph straight 6 engine that powered cars like the 2000 and the 2500, but they don't really share any common parts. The 2.3 version has 116 horsepower, and the 2.6 136 horsepower, which isn't that far off a 155 in the carburetted 3.5 V8. In 1982, when the facelift came out, there was a model underneath the 2300 called just the 2000, and that had 104 horsepower from a 2-litre O series engine that had originally been developed for the Morris Marina and came out in 78. Apparently those Rover 2000s aren't as slow as you might think. They're actually sort of okay. There are also some diesels available, but as usual, due to controversial government legislation and all kinds of other reasons, we don't talk about diesels on this channel. We do talk about is the way that this car drives. Obviously, I feel like I'm either about to enter some kind of race in this because of the noise of it, or we're about to go out in the area car, because in the bill there were an awful lot of these Rover 3500s used as area cars, I think until the early 90s, and a lot of forces like the Lancashire Force actually used these as motorway patrol cars, which are quite fast. In May 1987 there was a couple of these actually used in a very, very sort of special police operation, transporting a liver across London from the M11 near Stansted Airport to Hospital of South Kensington. You can look it up on police camera action or police stop. It's called the Liver Run. It's amazing. 35 minutes from there to there, and speeds of well over 120 miles an hour on the motorway. So the police drivers who have these obviously love them, although the build quality of them was maybe not the best. And you know, there's some evidence of this that you might see. Well, viewers, look at this. I've just been having a word with Richard, who actually owns Great British Car Journey, about this car, and he absolutely loves it. I'm not surprised, because a lot of you like this too. For some of you probably this is the most desirable specification of SD1 there is, a late Vitesse EFI with the twin plenums. And it looks good. Look at this really deep air dam on the front, headlamp washers, the sort of bits of chrome trim that came in at the front with the 1982 facelift, these lovely alloy wheels. I mean, yeah, superb. This car's done about 35,000 miles as well, so it's in superb condition. Big sort of typical 1980s rear spoiler, again with the facelift in 82. The rear window became a bit deeper, and just the Vitesse, the 3500 bit isn't actually on the car, although you call it either, I suppose, 3500 Vitesse or just Vitesse. Right, I'm just going to work out how to open the boot before I fumble on camera, which is what I do a lot of the time anyway, so just give me a second. Okay viewers, I'm pleased I paused there because the struts don't seem to be working very well on this, so I'm going to have to hold this open with one hand. And yeah, there's my thing. Might get that out in a second actually. Boot's pretty big. The parcel shelf is hinged in the middle. I suppose the only solution to do it when you've got this enormous big hatch on it. Not the most easy thing to load though, because you've got this huge load lip, which I suppose is standard of cars in the 70s when this was designed, but it looks a bit sort of ridiculous now. But yeah, fantastic. Right, let's see if we can prop this open so I don't have to hold it with my hand. Right, can't work out how to use the boot prop, so we're going to have to close it, unfortunately. Oh, that's a relief. That was heavy. Let's take a seat in the back, place where many of you might have ended up if you were speeding on the motorway and one of these pulled you over. The police absolutely love these. Mr. Richardson from Furious Driving has done a video on also an 86 3500 that used to be with Lancashire Police. Just in the back of the seat, I think that's leather or something. You could get a Van den Ploegh with this engine as well. Yeah, it's okay. The headroom's not the best, but it's not too bad. You can see very clearly here where the steering wheel fits in a left-hand drive example, because it's exactly where the air vent is, and the whole instrument pod on the top, you can actually move that as well. You can detach it and you can move it, so it made right to left-hand drive conversion quite easy. There's a tiny air vent we'll see in a second to the right hand side of the steering wheel on this right hand drive car. So we've got, I think, a tiny ashtray. No, that's not an ashtray. Where are the ashtrays then? I thought there'd be tons in something like this. We've got a cigarette lighter here, maybe. Oh no, there it is. I am right. Yeah, cigarette lighter. Looks very familiar. Looks like a Montego one or something. Be wrong. No door bins. We've got a very unusual situation though. Electric sort of window control just right in the centre of the wooden bit, and then the unusual interior door handle. We've got little lights on the other side. Do these work? Oh yes, they do. Fabulous. Let's see if we've got an armrest in here. We probably do. It's very, very light in here. I mean, particularly with this facelifted car with a larger rear window. Ooh, what's that? How am I going to lift it? I'm going to have to struggle to lift this back up, aren't I? It came out nicely enough. That's a very big armrest. Sort of velour interior. I mean, I prefer a leather one, but that's okay. A lot of you will like this very much. I'll have to see what that does there in the front. Another ashtray there, another cigarette lighter. Yeah, this one's got a sunroof on it. I'm not going to touch that. That could get dangerous if I do that. We'll leave that alone. But yeah, just fantastic to be in one of these. So that's 4 interior lights for a car designed in the sort of early to mid 70s. That's not bad at all. Okay, armrest is folded away. No mat pockets for some reason, but then you would get even less legroom. I suppose if you're a taller criminal in the back of one of these, you're going to have to just slouch a bit. Right, considering these don't have best reputation for build quality, this one feels okay, although the wood is absolutely starting to sort of become a bit nasty. It probably needs varnishing again, but it doesn't matter, does it really? Again, we've got this unusual situation with the electric window switches and of course the interior door handle, although having 4 electric window switches on the door in a car of this age is quite unusual. Normally they'd stick them in the middle or something, but that's really handy. That's what it should be. We've got the indicator and wiper stalks look like they're off an Allegro or a Marina or something, which is not a surprise, but we've got a very, very unusual dash layout. This is different from the 1970s early cars. I think it's changed in 82 with a facelift. The lights, I think, are on here. The lights there, and then that is controlling the particular what we want. That's for the sunroof. We're not going to touch that. Ventilation controls are down here. You could get air conditioning on some models. This car doesn't have it. And then this amazing stereo. That looks absolutely amazing, with a graphic equalizer and all kinds of funny little tiny buttons. They say nowadays fiddling with touchscreens is a bit dangerous, and fiddling with that, with tiny little buttons there, is also dangerous, I imagine. And then we've got the speed and sort of time and average consumption of the trip computer there. So you get all these tiny little buttons that you can have in imperial and metric, with this tiny little screen up there. Coin tray, of course, because it's an Austin Rover product and they all had them. That's the electric mirror switch. There's the little vent I was talking about on the right hand drive cars, if the autofocus will sort itself out properly. And then that's the dimmer switch for the instruments. Yeah, 35,000 miles. And a full pack of instruments as well, including an oil pressure gauge. 5-speed manual LT77 gearbox in this. You could of course get an automatic, but don't think it was available on the Vitesse. Another ashtray. What just can you open? Oh, no, I think I better leave that alone, viewers. I don't want to break anything. It should sort of open or something, but I'm just gonna leave that, I think, down there. Okay, glove box. It's got a fire extinguisher in there, so the emission documents are not going in. Let's put them on there though. We've got a big, what this is registered, and viewers I would note it as a T-shelf. Again, that handbrake grip's really familiar, isn't it? And this amazing kind of very sort of 70s looking steering wheel, which just says Vitesse on it. Absolutely, utterly superb. Right, let's put that back there and open up the bonnet, and we'll have a look at the Rover V8 engine. Before we do, I've just realised this is another compartment just underneath sort of near where the steering column is. A second glove box for more stuff. So we've got coin tray and a glove box there and a glove box there. All sorts of potential storage solutions which make up for the fact that we've got no door pockets whatsoever. So here is the famous Rover V8 engine, front opening bonnet like on a Jaguar XJS. I've got bonnet lights on this one too. This one's the twin plenum model, and I've read somewhere that they don't produce any more than 190 horsepower, but the EFI Vitesse got standard. But I've also heard that actually you did get a bit more power. You got maybe 10 horsepower more on these. The cars were sent over to Lotus apparently, the twin plenum ones, to actually have that extra bit fitted. I think it was in response to Tom Walkinshaw Racing SD1s. But yeah, there we go. They're actually really, really good engines, these. I think they stopped making them in the mid-2000s, but originally a Buick design in the early 60s, and of course licensed by Rover and heavily modified over the years. But yes, absolutely superb longitudinally mounted and rear wheel drive of course in this car, and this was the first engine available in these, and right up until the end. Right, let's put this down and go for another drive, shall we? It's a shame that I'm only able to drive this car very, very slowly on this private land. Of course, you can come and drive it right here at Great British Car Journey, and you know, sample it for yourself. But it just wants to go a lot faster than this. So we're limited to 20 miles an hour, but that's okay. I've sampled this, and I kind of feel like I want to sample another one on some more open roads, because it's good. The steering's nice and light actually, power assisted. Transition's quite comfortable actually. The seat didn't quite go low enough for me. I think it's a height adjuster, but that's okay. I've had my fix of Rover SD1 goodness, and despite all the problems these cars had of the negative publicity and things like that, this is still just an utterly wonderful car, and I'm very blessed to have had a go in it. Let's now look at some different models in the SD1 range. First of all, there was the 3500, that came out in June 76. Then over a year later, the 2300 and 2600 models came out. And then in 1979, there was a model called the V8S, and I've seen those. It's basically a 3500 with all the options added, like a pre-tested abandoned plar, I think. They've got things like headlamp wipers on them. In 1980 there was a mild facelift, the mirrors changed colour, I think the badge was different, and the trim levels by now included as well as the ones I've mentioned, the 2300S, the 2600S, the 3500 SE and the 3500 Abandoned Plar that kind of replaced the V8S. In early 1982 the 2000 was launched. There weren't any sub-variant to the 2000. We also got the 2600 SE, the 2600 Abandoned Plar, the Vitesse and the 3500 Abandoned Plar EFI, various points, you know, towards the end of the production, which was I think over 10 years for one of these, replaced of course by the Rover 800 in 86. So viewers, should you consider a Rover SD1 as a sensible second-hand classic for your hard-earned budget of between £1,000 and £5,000? Well, you're not likely to get a Vitesse that's any good for that sort of money. You're not likely to get a twin plenum Vitesse for anywhere near that at all. This car's worth considerably more than £5,000, of course, being a very low mileage example out of a very large private collection of over 500 cars until quite recently, and now it's ended up here, and you can come and drive it, which is fantastic. I have enjoyed my time with this car greatly. It's something I've been wanting to drive for many, many years. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video and comment below. Thank you to everybody here at Great British Car Journey for allowing me to drive a number of cars today actually, and I will see you all again very soon.